Great, great, great.
All right. Welcome to the weekly review for the Fantasy Freedom Fantasy League. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12. 12 weeks have passed.
Oh, uh.
Let's see who was the baker and who was the bread.
All right. How can you follow the nice Sesame Street beginning on that? That's awesome. All right. So let's start with this one. Benefiting from James Conner playing against the Swiss cheese Los Angeles Chargers run defense, blue hair, white dragon, 8 mom spaghetti, 158.35 to 206.89, tying the series between the two commissioners' wives.
Mm-hmm.
BWHD had a fantastic Thanksgiving with both Amon-Ra St. Brown and Justin Jefferson scoring way over their projected points. It's about time. And for the second week in a row, Mom Spaghetti had a player get injured after scoring less than half a point.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of luck is that? I know. I know what it is. You are now truly a Baldwin. That's what that is.
Yeah.
That's called a Baldwin bad luck.
Right.
Yeah, that's Baldwin luck right there. Anyway, Spaghetti's next match is a huge one. It's a win and get in game for the playoffs. She's currently in 7th place and going against 6th place Super Mariota Brothers. If she wins, she'll have the same record as Super Mariota Brothers, but will have more points and will move to the last playoff spot
Mm-hmm.
because points being the tiebreaker.
Yep.
And Blue Hair White Dragon will try to stay in 5th when she takes on 1st place Bombata. Last time they met, Bombata bested her, but only by 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
So could be a close matchup. We'll
Yep.
see how that game goes.
Well, we're recording this on Thursday, and his defense and kicker didn't do too well. So, yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not a great start.
No.
Okay.
No.
We'll see what the rest brings, but
Right.
yeah, could be
Yeah.
a tight game. That's one to keep an eye on.
That's right. Definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, Blue Hair White Dragons also fighting some injuries, so we'll have to see how that goes with
Yeah.
those players coming back on or not.
Yeah. Right.
So, here's another one. Beating them for a second time this season, the Gut digested God's Yard 164.20 to 122.66. Both games had 6 players score under their projected amounts. 6,
Mm-hmm.
both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it was God's Yard having the unfortunate combination of an unplanned bye week from Jawan Johnson and the awful tower Paris Campbell scoring single digits that did him in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that awful tower. That's funny. Yeah, God's Yard will look to turn things around when he takes on me, his father, in this week's version of Star Wars. Last time it was Vader who won. That was me. Let's see if God's Yard can strike back. Probably not. Yes. That Gut will look to keep his win streak going when he takes on Blitz. And right now, there's only a 0.14 difference in projected points between the two teams. So that ought to be a bitter matchup also.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So in last week's version of Star Wars, Super Mario Brothers jumped Blitz 225.90 to 175.95, evening the series between Phil Use. Oh, Phil Use and Patter. I
Yes.
got it.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we had to use the clever terms.
Yeah, it was
there.
Latin
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sun. Yes, Latin for sun.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, we had to put that in there.
Yeah.
This match started off so close that it was in contention for match of the week. But when Josh Jacobs ran in the 89-yard touchdown in overtime, the match moved closer to blowout of the week.
Yeah.
God, I wish he'd have ran a little bit more. I wouldn't have to be dealing with that one.
Oh yeah.
Super Mario Brothers benefited greatly from an incredible 68.80 points from Josh Jacobs and Alvin Kamara barely scoring double digits for Blitz. Man, Alvin Kamara sure has changed.
Yeah, yeah.
You already know how important Super Mariota Brothers matchup is next week versus Mom Spaghetti. And Blitz looks to stay in playoff contention, going against second place, that gut. So both teams are in a must-win situation. This will lead us to
the match of the week. Excuse me.
Match of the week.
Yeah, I had all that time to clear my voice. I cleared throat and I didn't. All right, so.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah, in this match, Bambaataa set his sights on Snake Eyes in an effort to take revenge for the Week 3 loss he handed him. As the game started, both teams got surprises from the early games. Bambaataa with his studs McCaffrey and Kittle combining for a total 17 points. And Snake Eyes, when his dynamic duo of Mahomes and Kelsey both scored below their projected points. At the end of the early game, Snake Eyes led 137.95 to 130.50, with Bambaataa having Jalen Hurts to go Sunday night and Jonathan Taylor for Snake Eyes on Monday. As the late Sunday game started, it was evident that Hurts was going to have a big night when he surpassed the 100 rushing mark in the first quarter alone and became the first player in NFL history to rush and pass for 125 yards or more in a half and set the Eagles franchise game record with 157 yards on the ground, passing Mike Vick's record. He ended his night with 56.25 points for Bambaataa, putting him in the lead, 186.85 to 137.95, with Jonathan Taylor to go for Snake Eyes. Unfortunately for Snake Eyes, the Indianapolis Colts decided to focus on passing and not running, and even though he scored a TD, Jonathan Taylor came up short with a respectable 20.80 points, but not enough to get the win. Bambaataa destroyed Snake Eyes 186.85 to 158.75. However, the loss didn't affect Snake Eyes standings as he is still in third place. He will enter 13 in a battle to hold on to this standing when he takes on fourth place Racer X, that's me. Winners gets third. All right.
That's the fight for third right there.
Yeah. It's crazy how everything is being set up. There's also another. Well, we talked about it. Was it Super Mariota Brothers and Mom Spaghetti? It's basically win or get in for either one of those guys. You know, if Mom Spaghetti wins, then she gets sixth place, and if
she's in,
so she's in. But if Super Mariota Brothers wins, then he gets sixth place and he's in. So yeah, it's crazy.
See, that's how all this fantasy football stuff comes down to. It comes down to the top 6 positions, and a lot of times it's like either this one or this one. You got to win. Got to win.
That's right.
And so it doesn't matter. Once the playoff gets here, that's the real season. So you got to make it in the door.
We're already in.
I'm going to be watching from afar.
Yeah, there's only you're in it, bro, for the playoff for the Mortifer. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You mean the run from the Mortifer?
Yeah. The run from the Mortifer.
Yeah. Some people are running for the Rambo. I'll be trying to run from the Mortifer.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. For and from. It's the for and from playoffs.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
The top 6 go for. The bottom 6 go from.
Well, bottom 4. Yeah.
Oh, bottom 4. Yeah. There are 12 of us. I'm sorry, wrong league.
Yeah. Thank the Lord. Yeah. All right. But yeah, that. Okay, all that. Now it's ready for the blowout of the week.
Oh, I'm so excited. I just can't wait to read this one. Yes. So, the blowout of the week was a great matchup.
Yeah. It
was the clash of the commissioners. Racer X gets the blowout of the week over me, Form Blazing Sword, with a score of 191.25 to 139. That's it. That's all I could do. Beating me by 52.25 points. Yay. Yeah. On Thanksgiving, Form Blazing Sword, my team had 5 players going, and 3 scored well above their projected points, but 1 did not. Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, bro. Whenever I called you, I think it was the day after Thanksgiving, and I asked you. I literally asked you. I was like, "Hey, so how was your experience on Thanksgiving watching the games?"
Players,
I was like, it's pretty cool. You had all those players kind of go off for you. And I was like, "Well, what was your experience?" What did you say to me?
Dalvin sucked. Dalvin Cook sucked.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's all I could think about. How sucked he was.
He didn't mention Zeke,
Yeah.
didn't mention Jamal
No.
Williams, Dalton
No.
Schultz
No.
exploding. None of that.
No.
But all of them
No.
went. That's what they all did. Yeah, you just talked about
Yeah.
the bad output of Cook. Yeah.
Just Cook going to the
Yeah.
poop. Yeah. That was it. That's all. I don't know why. But, that's the whole experience of fantasy football in one sentence.
Mhm. Mhm.
You focus on the bad and not the good.
Well, I
don't know why. I had 3 players just blow it up, right?
Uh-huh.
All I could think about was what about Dalvin Cook? What
And
about
I was
him?
worried. Dude, I was worried. You had a strong start. I was painting.
Yeah.
I was sitting there painting the kitchen in the tin, and I kept hearing touchdown Zeke, Jamal Williams touchdown, Dalton Schultz catching another one. I was like, dang. I was like, all right, well, Lord's will, whatever. I'll keep painting. But that's what I was focused on. So I was like, man, tell me how your experience was, because mine kind of sucked. Okay.
Well, again, I'm always guarded when my players are going off. I'm like, okay. But all I can think about is, well, I wonder if his players are going to go off like that. I can't ever just enjoy it as like victory. It's always like, oh no, something bad's going to happen. Well, something bad did happen. All my worry blossomed into reality when on Sunday, Mike Evans and Joe Burrow both severely underperformed for me. And Racer had XU, both had Ramad Stevenson and Justin Tucker overproduce. So mine underproduced, yours overproduced, which led to the blowout of the week. You see, there was a reason why I couldn't enjoy those wins, because I knew the other shoe was coming. There's no way something good could happen without something bad happening.
Yeah, but you should have just enjoyed it, man. You should have just enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, maybe it would have changed things. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard. It's just the way I'm always, that way. It's just the way it works. But that's fantasy football. You're always worried like that.
Yeah.
But next up for me, Blazing Sword will be I got to look to defend off God's Yard in an effort to stay out of the lead for the Mortifer. That's my next task.
Yeah. That's the thing. So, well, speaking of that, with
what is that smell?
Yes, with 3 months past, let's Sue is in the lead for the quest for the Mortifer and the Rambo.
Who could it be?
Another week, and once again, God's Yard is in the lead for the Mortifer with a record of 2-10. It's been 2 weeks since he last played someone from my household, and that was the last time God's Yard got a win. Yeah, that goose egg from Juwan Johnson is what did him in, on this day, and that's just bad luck. But his other tight end, Mike Gesicki, also threw up pie pans on the scoreboard. So in the last 3 weeks, Johnson scored 22.70, 16.40, and 14.70 points. So that was a complete surprise. But don't forget.
No, he's been hot.
Yeah, don't forget God's Yard. Okay, when the regular season ends in a couple of weeks, you will then enter the tournament for the Mortifer. So don't give up. The award is not guaranteed yours. Yeah, so don't.
Right.
Yeah, so don't. Get all.
Still a chance.
Yeah, they're absolutely.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well,
as long as my team's around, you always got a chance.
Well, the Baldwin luck, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of luck, let's move on to the luckiest man in the whole league. Okay. Yeah. The quest for the Rambo. Yeah. For the 3rd week in a row. Yes. Bombada is in the lead for the Rambo. Ever since he took over the lead, he hasn't given it up and is looking to end the regular season like he did last year on top. However, like mentioned last week, Christian McCaffrey is starting to shimmy with some reportedly suffering from knee irritation that will limit his touches at best and at worst forcing McCaffrey to do his customary annual early exit. As you saw 2 weeks ago, Kittle was a boom. Yeah, last week. Yeah, exit stage right. Yeah, last week he was a bust, so that's very difficult to predict. Okay, it took a record-breaking performance by Jalen Hurts to win his last match, and Hurts can't play Green Bay every week. Yeah, the numero uno head honcho takes on blue hair White Dragon, who would have beat Bombada by a large margin if they would have played last week.
I see. That's another part of fantasy football. Yeah, depending on who you play that week, Yeah, your win might not be a win.
Yeah, Lori,
That's the way it is.
Mom Spaghetti, she has the second highest scores in the whole league, but yet she's sitting in seventh place because of just who she played. Yeah.
Just because who she played it that week, right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So that's that's the luck part of fantasy football.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
some of that stuff you can't control no matter who you put in.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, our choices are what make fantasy football. And
Yeah.
so let's talk about some of those choices that were made last in
That's a
our
segue.
favorite episode. Yeah, good segue.
Yeah.
Our episode called "Oops, I Shit My Pants." Yeah, there you go. Little starter there. Get your taste for it. Okay, so let's start with this one. For starting, Keenan Allen instead of Christian Watson, who scored almost twice as many points. Racer X, this one is for you. That's the first one.
Yeah. There we
Yeah,
go.
how's that quiet? I get one for starting Dalvin Cook over Brian Robinson Jr., who finally showed up and scored almost thrice as many points as Cook. This is what I deserve for picking for playing my number one running back. Yeah, that's what he gave me. See why I was so focused on that guy? All right.
Gotcha.
That gut for starting Gabe Davis over Adam Thielen, who scored over twice as many points as Davis. This is what you get.
Oh, hang on.
You got to push it out.
Yeah. No, I broke the machine. Yeah, it ran out of gas. Ran out of gas.
Hold it back up.
Yeah,
Hold it back up.
there we go. There you go.
There's another one. I knew we had a bean around there somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. And lastly, Blitz for starting Deebo Samuels instead of Garrett Wilson, who scored over 30 more points than Samuel. This one is for you. How about that?
One more.
I got rid of him.
Yeah,
One more?
okay. Yeah, I know. There you go.
For the slow start. That was for the slow start. There you go. Ta-da. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
you get.
ta-da! Yeah, but compared to last week, that we really are doing better, making better decisions. Yeah, that there wasn't that many poops. So good job, everybody. Yeah, you're making better decisions. So
Yeah, way to go, Dalvin Cook.
yeah, jeez, that sucked. Yeah. All right. So one more thing before we go. The bye weeks are here. Yes, in week 13, the following teams are on bye, so update your starting rosters accordingly. Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Just two.
Yeah, just two. Yeah. I do. So yeah, that does wrap up the Week 12 review. But keep in mind, everybody, that we're that even though when the season ends, that like we talked about, that you either go to the playoffs, where Steven so eloquently stated that you either run towards the Rambo, or you go into the mortifer, where you run away from the mortifer. Yeah.
So it's the for and from. It's the
Yeah.
run for the Rambo and the run from
Yes.
the mortifer.
Yeah.
So you're in the for or the from.
Right.
So
But try to
where are you
enjoy it.
gonna be? For or from?
So just try to enjoy it, no matter where you land. Okay, just try to enjoy it.
For or from.
Because it's only about a month left of fantasy football. Then after that, it's gone for 6 months, for half a year. So try to enjoy it while you can. Starting starting your team. Just enjoy the process. Try not to get it too upset. It really is just a game. Okay, and we're just playing this for fun. That's why we're doing this. To, add for the fun. So just try to have fun with it. Keep fighting to the end, and just see what happens. Yeah, just see what happens. Yeah, and but remember, if you lose, you're definitely gonna get a trophy. So but not when you want. Yeah, not when you want. So, and keep in mind that.
So the from trophy, you win. Yeah, you win for or from. So
yeah, and
you win the for, you get the big Rambo.
and
Come
doesn't
in the bottom of the for from, and then you get the
yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, bro. Doesn't it where like when you're in the playoffs for the Rambo, when you lose, you go into the tournament for the Mortifer, right? Because you keep playing. You don't stop. It's not like you die. You keep playing. Everybody plays, don't they? Is that right? Until it ends, or
In my memory,
Yeah.
once you lose, you're eliminated from the playoffs.
right? But
I don't think you show up. I don't know if you show up again. I don't know how it goes.
you don't go
I
back.
don't remember.
You don't go down into the mortifer.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think once you lose, you're out. But be mindful. Keep an eye out. If you do end up losing in the playoffs, the 1 through 6 spots, I don't know if I mean that would be terrible if you didn't know and you ended up getting the mortifer. But yeah, because the record actually our records only determine who are in the playoffs.
Oh,
They
actually,
don't determine who wins.
you're not
the
wrong.
league.
You're not wrong because once you lose, then it goes down. It starts determining who through 1 through 6 in the playoff sits. But so if you go into the mortifer, you don't get a chance. Yeah, you get out of the mortifer. Yeah, you don't go to the mortifer. You just start battling to see where you're going to be 4th, 5th.
1 through 6.
third.
Yeah, you're still in that 1 through 6 bracket. You'll
Yeah.
never go below 6.
That's correct.
So you start fighting to try to stay out of 6th place.
That's right. That's
Which-
right.
In this situation, that doesn't matter. All you're trying to do is get to first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is like where the rating for Yahoo, like as you win, like you if you notice in some people they're bronze, they're silver, they're gold, platinum, what have you. That's all based on your
It
win.
will affect that rating.
Yeah, it does affect.
Okay,
that.
so it does affect that rating overall. So there is a reason to still fight and
Yeah.
play, even if you're for the playoff
Yeah,
game.
and if you get to 3rd place, you still get one of those virtual trophies. So it's kind of cool.
Oh, you'll still get a little 3rd place
Yeah.
imaginary trophy.
Yeah, you do. A
imaginary
bronze
trophy.
one. Yeah.
But it lasts forever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, my 2 last forever, so the 2 gold ones, so why not the bronze?
Yes, those last forever.
Yes, forever. Yes, as long as the lead's alive. Yeah. So, with all that information, congratulations to the winners, consolations to the losers, and we'll see you guys and gals next week.
Yes, we'll see you next week. Till then, stay strong, be of good courage, and long live the Republic.
Exactly. Yeah.